My face, my choice. Many years ago, when I am teenage. People always look at my face. Some try not to, but they do. Their eyes stop on my skin. Some children get scared and hide. One boy once cried and ran to his mother. He said, "I looked like a monster. I am not a monster. I am just a woman with a burned face." Many people do not know why. They do not ask. They only look and then look away. I remember the day it happened. It was summer. The sun was hot and the sky was clear. I was at home cooking lunch in the kitchen. My sister was at work, and I was watching her daughter. The little girl was 4 years old. She was in the living room playing with her toy blocks. She laughed loudly when the blocks fell down. I loved that sound. Suddenly, I heard a loud noise from the living room. I turned quickly and saw black smoke. The curtain near the window was on fire. I froze for a second, then ran to the sink. I grabbed a bowl of water and threw it, but the fire did not stop. It moved fast across the wall. The room filled with smoke. I could not see her. She was crying and calling my name. I shouted back and ran into the fire. The smoke was thick. I could not see anything clearly. The air was hot and heavy. My heart was beating fast. I looked around and saw her small feet under the table. She was sitting there, scared and shaking. I rushed to her and picked her up. Her arms were around my neck. She was coughing and scared. I held her close and turned to the door. But the fire was there too. The flames were on the wall and near the floor. My hands started to hurt. My face felt hot like the sun. I ran through the smoke. I kicked the door hard and it opened. We came out. People were outside on the street. They saw us and ran to help. I gave my niece to a woman. The woman took her and hugged her. Then I fell down. I could not feel my face. I could not open my eyes. Everything was dark. I heard voices. Someone said, "Call an ambulance." Then I heard nothing. I woke up in the hospital. My face was in pain. My arms were bandaged. A nurse gave me water. She said I was strong. My sister came and cried beside my bed. My niece was safe. She ran to me and kissed my hand. I could not smile, but I felt warm inside. I was happy she was alive. After the hospital, life changed. People stared at me in the street. Some were kind, but some were not. Children asked what happened to her. Some got scared. I heard them whisper, but I tried not to feel sad. I told myself, "You saved a life that helped me stay strong, that helped me walk again." Now I stay home most days. I read books and drink tea. My niece comes to visit me often. She is taller now and goes to school. She brings flowers and hugs me. She always says, "You are my hero." That makes me smile. I may look different now, but inside I am still the same woman. After the fire, my body was weak. I could not walk. I could not eat alone. Nurses helped me every day. They changed my bandages and gave me food. I looked in the mirror and cried. My face did not look like before. My skin was red and rough. I wanted to hide. I wanted no one to see me. But my niece came every day and held my hand. She was only a child, but she was brave. She did not cry when she saw my face. She smiled and said I looked like a superhero. I did not feel like one, but her words helped me. She brought me drawings of flowers and suns. She told me stories from school. She sat beside my bed and played with my fingers. She made me feel loved. Each day I tried to move a little more. I took small steps with help. I ate soup by myself. I learned to comb my hair again. These were small things, but they felt big. The doctor smiled and said I was strong. My sister said she was proud. I still felt sad sometimes, but I tried to smile back. I wanted to be better for my niece. After some months, I left the hospital. The sun was bright outside. I wore a scarf over my head. I walked slowly, holding my sister's arm. People looked at me, but I did not stop. I kept walking. I went home and saw my room. It looked the same, but I felt different. My life had changed. My heart had changed. At home, I learned new things. I learned to cook again. I learned to write with my burned hand. It was hard, but I did not give up. My niece helped me mix cake batter. She laughed when I dropped flour. We made cookies and drew pictures. At night, I told her stories. She said my voice made her feel safe. Sometimes I saw people in the street. Some smiled, but others looked away. One man whispered to his friend. 2 girls pointed and laughed. I felt pain in my chest, but I walked on. I held my head high. I told myself, "You are not your face. I am more than that. I am brave. I am kind. I am strong. One day, a teacher from my niece's school called me. She asked if I could come speak to the class. I was scared. I did not want children to be afraid, but my niece begged me to go. She said, please, they need to hear your story, so I said yes. I chose a dress I liked. I brushed my hair and put on my best smile. The classroom was quiet when I walked in. The children looked at me. Some looked surprised, but none ran away. I told them about the fire. I told them about fear, about love, and about being strong. They listened. At the end, they clapped. One girl came and hugged me. That day, I felt proud. That day, I felt beautiful. After the visit to the school, I felt a new light in my heart. For many months, I was quiet and afraid. But that day showed me something new. I saw that people can listen. I saw that they can understand. I started to speak more. I told my story in other schools. I visited small groups. Some people cried when I talked. Others said thank you. I was not just a face anymore. My niece told me she wanted to be a doctor. She said she wanted to help people like the ones who helped me. Her words made me cry. I hugged her and said, "You already helped me every day." She smiled and said, "Because you are my hero." I kept thinking about those words. They gave me power. They gave me peace. One day, my sister said, "You should write your story." At first, I said no. I did not think people would want to read it. But she gave me a notebook and a pen. I sat by the window and started to write. The words came slowly. I wrote about the fire. I wrote about the pain. I wrote about love, fear, and hope. It was hard, but I kept going. Every morning I wrote more. My niece would sit beside me and draw pictures. She drew fire, but also flowers. She drew my face with a big smile. I looked at her drawings and felt strong. My notebook became full. Page after page, I told my truth. I was not writing for fame. I was writing to heal. I was writing to be free. Later, I showed my story to a teacher. She read every word. Then she looked at me and said, "This is powerful." She asked if I wanted to share it with others. I was scared, but I said yes. We printed a few books. We gave them to people in the town. Some read and came to me with tears. They said my words helped them. That summer, I was asked to speak at a big event. Many people were there. I walked to the stage. My heart was fast. My hands were cold. But I looked at the crowd and began. I told them about the fire. I told them about saving my niece. I told them about pain and courage. The room was silent. At the end, they stood and clapped. That moment stayed with me. I felt alive. I felt seen. I was not hiding anymore. I was standing tall, telling the world who I was. I knew my face would never be the same, but my spirit was strong. My soul was full. I was more than my scars. I was a woman with a voice, and people were listening to it. Now I write letters to others like me. I tell them to stay strong. I tell them to speak. I tell them they are not alone. Sometimes I get letters back. Some are from burned children. Some are from mothers. They say my words give them hope. When I read them, I feel proud. I feel thankful, and I feel that my pain had a purpose. Sometimes I sit near the mirror and look at myself. I do not cry now. I do not feel broken. My face has scars, but my eyes are the same. My hands are burned, but they can still hold and care. I touch my cheek and feel strength, not pain. I remember the woman I was before the fire. Then I smile because I know the woman I am now is stronger. Many people still don't understand. Some think I am sad all the time. Some think I want to hide, but I want to live. I go outside and see the sun. I go to shops and talk to people. Some stare, but I do not care. I look back with calm eyes. I am not angry. I am not ashamed. I am simply living just like everyone else. At the library, I help children find books. I read stories out loud to them. They sit in a circle and listen to my voice. Some children ask about my face. I tell them the truth with simple words. I say there was a fire and I saved someone. Their eyes get wide, but they nod. They do not run away. They stay and listen. One boy came to me after story time. He said he was scared of fire at home. He said he had bad dreams. I told him dreams are normal. I told him fear is okay. I said, "You are not alone." He smiled and hugged me. That small hug stayed in my heart. I never forget the soft power of kindness from a child. I still see fire in my sleep. Sometimes I wake up with sweat. I remember the smoke and the heat. I remember running with my niece in my arms. But now I do not cry. I breathe slowly. I touch the pillow and say, "You are safe." I look around the room and feel calm. The fire is gone. The pain is a part of me, but it does not control me. At home, I keep a small box. Inside are photos, letters, and drawings. My niece's old drawings are there. One picture shows me with wings like an angel. Another shows me holding her hand. When I feel tired, I open the box and look inside. I see love in every color. I remember why I keep going. I remember who I am. Some people think heroes wear uniforms or fly in the sky. But I think heroes are quiet. They wake up, face the day, and do kind things. They stay strong when life is hard. I do not call myself a hero, but my niece does. When she says that word, I believe her. Her eyes are honest. Her love is true. I once hated mirrors and photos. I did not want to be seen. But now I let people take my picture. I do not smile to hide my pain. I smile because I am alive. I smile because I made it through. My face tells a story. It is not a sad story. It is a story of fire, fear, love, and hope. And I will keep telling it one day at a time. The seasons change, but I keep the same routine. I wake up early and open the windows. I like the morning air. It feels fresh and kind. I sit with tea and write in my notebook. Sometimes I write about my past. Sometimes I write about dreams. I do not always share the pages, but writing makes my heart feel light and strong. My niece is older now. She studies hard and helps at home. She still hugs me every day. She still calls me her hero. When she was younger, she needed me to hold her. Now I see she is the one holding me. Her words lift me up when I feel low. Her laugh brings light to my darkest days. I am proud to be her aunt. We go to the park on weekends. We walk by the trees and feed birds. Some people look at me, but my niece smiles and waves. She is not afraid. She teaches others by being kind. I used to wish people didn't see my scars. Now I think, let them see. Let them see that pain can become peace and fear can become love. One woman came to me in the park. She said her sister was hurt in a fire. She asked how to help her feel strong. I told her to listen, to stay close, and to be patient. Healing is slow, like watching a flower grow. You cannot rush it. You just give love every day. She said thank you and wiped her tears. I visit the hospital once a month now. I sit with new burn patients. Some are quiet, some are angry, some cry. I tell them it's okay. I cried too. I share my story if they want to hear it. Sometimes I just sit and hold a hand. You don't always need words. Presence is enough. I see myself in their eyes and I offer hope. The nurses remember me. They smile when I come in. They say I bring light into the room. I never thought I would be someone who brings light, but maybe I am. Not because I'm perfect, but because I kept going. I didn't give up. My steps were small, but they were mine. I walked through fire and came out still walking. Some days are hard. I feel tired. I feel the weight of memories. But I let myself rest. I sit in the quiet and breathe. I hold a cup of tea and close my eyes. I remind myself of the love in my life. I think of my niece, my sister, and the children who listen to my stories. Then I feel calm again. Then I rise again. People often ask if I would go into the fire again. My answer is always yes, I would do it again. I would save her again. The pain was great, but love is greater. My scars are not ugly. They are proof of love. They are the marks of a heart that chose to act. And every day I choose to keep living with that same heart. I speak at schools now, sharing my story with students. I tell them about the fire, the fear, and the pain. I talk about how hard it was to accept my new face. I show them my scars and I tell them that they do not define me. I am more than my scars. I am a person with a story to tell, a story of survival, of love, and of hope. When I speak, people listen. I see their faces change as I talk. Some of them look sad. Others look amazed, but most of them look inspired. They see someone who went through something terrible, but still stands strong. I tell them that no matter what happens in life, we can always rise again. We can always keep going no matter the pain. One child came to me after a speech. She gave me a drawing of a heart. "You are my hero," she said. I felt my heart warm. Her words made me realize that by sharing my story, I was helping others. I was giving them courage to face their own fears. Sometimes we just need to hear that we are not alone, that others have been through pain too, and they made it. People still stare at me sometimes, but I no longer feel embarrassed. I used to hide from the world, afraid of what others would think. Now I stand tall, I look them in the eye, I smile. I show them my scars because they are part of who I am. They are part of my journey, and I am proud of that journey. My niece is growing up now. She is strong, kind, and brave. She still hugs me every day. She still calls me her hero. She is my biggest supporter. Every time she says, "You are beautiful," I feel a little lighter. Her love makes me feel whole even on the hardest days. She is a constant reminder of why I keep going. Some days are harder than others. Some days the memories of the fire are too strong. I remember the pain, the fear, the smoke, but then I remember the love I received from my family. I remember the kindness from strangers. I remember the strength I found in myself. And I tell myself, you are strong. You are here. You are alive. When I look in the mirror now, I see a different woman. I see someone who has been through much but still stands strong. I see someone who has survived and learned to love herself. I see my scars and I know that they do not define me. They are only part of the story. They are part of my strength. I still go to the hospital sometimes to visit other burn victims. I sit with them, talk to them, and tell them my story. I let them know that they are not alone. I listen to their pain, their fears, and I offer hope. Healing is slow, but it is possible. It takes time, patience, and love. And I remind them that they can heal just as I did. I will never forget that day. I will never forget the fire, the fear, the pain. But I will also never forget the love that followed. The love from my family, my friends, and from myself. I learned that love is the greatest healer of all. It heals the body, the heart, and the soul. And that is why I keep going. That is why I am still here. This is my story. A story of pain, but also of strength. A story of scars, but also of healing. A story of fear, but also of courage. It is my story, and I will keep telling it. Because no matter what happens, I know that I will always rise again. I will always keep going. I hope this session was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting stories. Take care, everyone.